So I'm a big Persona fan, but I have a confession to make. I've never played Persona 3. Please don't pull the trigger on me. It's not that I didn't want to, I just never had any access to the games, or at least any easy access, I guess. So when I heard about Persona 3 Reload, I couldn't contain my excitement. My history with the Persona series is interesting to say the least because I fell in love with it before I had even played the original games. Persona 3 in particular because Burn My Dread is actually one of the best video game openings ever made. So if I'm glazing Persona 3 here, forgive me, but already I feel like this one is for sure my favorite Persona game. I'm roughly 8-ish hours in or so into Persona 3 Reload, and I absolutely love it. The combat, the music, the story, everything is just so damn perfect. See, I play a lot of JRPGs, and usually the intro portions of these games can slug, and honestly they can lose me, but Persona 3 Reload might have the best hook ever. See, you arrive at Tatsumi Port Island, and immediately the vibes are kinda weird. There's a bunch of coffins everywhere, and your dorm mates are pressuring you to stay in at night, so you proceed with your school days as one would. But one night, shit gets real, and this hand octopus guy with a knife and a mask, which I know it's a shadow, but to me, that's definitely a hentai monster, shows up at the dorm and attacks one of your mates. Upon trying to escape from the rooftop exit, you're cornered and given a gun-looking thing called an evoker, and your guy says Persona, pulls the trigger with the gun facing towards his head, and summons his Persona for the first time. All of a sudden, it's some real anime shit happening, because now your Persona is tearing up the shadows, and it's just such a badass sequence. It's honestly super metal for the Persona series, and reminds me a lot more of the SMT games, or at least Nocturne's intro a little bit. Persona 3 Reload does an incredible job wasting no time at all, establishing the Dark Hour and setting up its mystery. The combat for a newcomer like me feels right at home as well because of how close it is to Persona 5. I've been playing on Merciless and it's been a real nice challenge so far. I've actually had quite a few fights already that I almost lost because honestly, my strategy wasn't sound and I was very much just pushing through Tartarus with no SP at all. The atmosphere so far reminds me of the later halves of Persona 4, but like times 9,000 with a lot of SMT Nocturne and SMT 5 thrown in there. It's just super metal in every aspect. The aesthetics of this game too are just immaculate. There's not a single wasted design choice in this, and the menus especially have this really cool water motif that I really like, and each individual menu has their own cool graphic that catches your eye immediately. Also, Jesus Christ, the dungeon of the game, Tartarus, is just so damn cool. The actual school you go to in the game transforms into it during the Dark Hour, and it's just such a sick sequence. The updated graphics of the game really help it shine too, because here it has fresh RTX reflections, and the shadows make certain design choices of the dungeon really pop when you're just running through and exploring. I also actually really like how the battle stages look in Tartarus. The camera gives you a nice view of the arena when you're fighting, and since the game's turn-based, you get to see how the dungeon's actually constantly shifting, as in the game it's explained to do so constantly, so it's never truly the same. My most favorite part about Persona 3 Reload so far though has to be the music. My god, were they absolutely cooking in the studio when they put this soundtrack together. Because of how strange my history is with Persona, I'd actually already heard all the music before, but man, these renditions of the songs and the new ones even are actually making me ascend on stream. There were moments where I just had to sit and just vibe to the tracks for a second because the music's just that damn good. My favorite so far though is probably the nighttime tracks. They play as you're just traversing the town and doing night activities, and they have such a cool jazz aesthetic to them. It actually really made made me want to go to a jazz club and just vibe to the OST. I don't want to speak on the story or anything because I still don't have the full scope of what's really going on with Tartarus so far, but man, I'm all in. Persona 3 Reload's intro really sold me on this game immediately, and I can finally say I understand the hype. I get why so many people uphold Persona 3 as one of the best ones, and I can't wait to see more of this game. You know I'm about to put a good 100 hours into this one, and maybe even after, I'll finally go backwards more and play Persona 3 Portable, but hopefully they just add the FMC to the game and the answer portions from FES to Reload as DLC or something. Those are just my early raw thoughts on this game. I'll 100% be streaming more of my journey as I've really enjoyed getting to talk to people who have played the original. So if anyone would like to see that, or even see me do a full review on the game later, subscribe here and on Twitch, and come through and chat it up. No spoilers though, because I'll actually shoot an arrow in your knee if you spoil this game. Anywho, if you made it this far through my rambling, thank you for watching. Please, if you've played Persona 3, let me know, and tell me what you love so much about the original. If you enjoyed hearing my thoughts, let me know by leaving a like and subscribing for more in the future. Until next time.